So, last time we ended sa footing, pag-compute ng footing timer. So, ngayon, let's proceed naman sa footing timer pa rin naman. Kaso yung example natin is from the previous example sa illustration 3-4 tsaka sa 3-6. So, proceed na tayo. So, looking at the plan of figure 3-8 yan. Yan. 3-8. 3-8. Ito yan. Ito. 3-8. So, there are ilang intersection. So, there are 10 cut length. So, 10 sa isang side, 10 sa isang side. So, it means that meron tayong 10 by 10. So, 100 intersections of steel bars to be tied per footing. So, 10 times 10 kasi nga meron tayong 10 sa isang side, tapos 10 naman sa isang side. Tapos, times lang natin, makukuha natin yung number of intersections of steel bars to be tied per footing. So, 100 intersections. So, next is solve for the total ties of the 24 footings. Now, given din last time na yung footing is 24 footings. So, 100 intersections times the 24 footings na given. So, there are 2,400 na intersections na ita-ties natin. So, after that, kasi ang gagamitin natin dito is length na 30 cm na ties. So, 2,400 times 0.3, 30 centimeters, convert lang sa meters, is, lalabas is 720 meters of GI wire. Yeah. So, meron na tayong 720 meters of GI wire. So, katapos nun, diba, nakalagay dito, convert this length to kilograms. So, 1 kilogram of number 16 tie wire is approximately 53 meters long. So, di ba last time, sa tingin ko na, rinig nyo naman na yung in every 1 kilogram, in every 1 kilogram, ibig sabihin, 53 meters long na yun ng natin, tie wire. Yeah, 53 meters. So, i-divide natin yung 720 meters divided by 53 meters. So, since 1 kilogram is equal to 53 meters length of number 16 GI tie wire. So, so lalabas is in kilogram. So, natin is 13.58, say 14 kilograms of GI wire. Ayan, baka malito kayo, yung sa table kanina, last time na ginamit natin is for lang yon, for CHP lang yon, yung table. Ngayon, itong computation na ito is for kung hindi ito CHP, pang footing ito, or ito yung gagamitin natin. So, first, compute the number of intersections, kung ilang times na intersect yung mga bars natin. So, after that, multiply it by number of the footings, kung ilang footing yung given. Tapos, yung after that, kung ilang the times natin by the length of the ties that we will use. Diba sabi nga last time, ang kadalas na length now, isang tying wire is from 25 centimeters to 40 centimeters. So, since lang natin, ang gagamit natin is 30 centimeters long na tie wire. So, yung kukuha na natin. At sabi rin last time na approximately 1 kilogram of tie wire is equal to 53 meters of its length. So isang kilo na tie wire ay 53 metro sa ang haba. So, makukuha natin 720 meters divided by 53, ito yung makukuha natin. So, round up lang natin para mas kasi alam ko naman alam naman natin possible na magkaroon tayo ng problema pag sinakto-sakto natin. So, ang sagot natin is 14 kilograms number 16 GIY. So, tapos na tayo sa 3-4. Punta naman tayo sa 3-6. Ano ba yung 3-6 natin? So, ito yan. So, tingnan natin. Bilangan natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, it is a square footing. So, times, ano lang natin, 6 sa isang side. Siyempre, 6 rin sa isang side. So, there are 36 intersections. So, there are 36 ties per footing. So, ito yung, baka ano kayo ha, ito yung tinutukoy ko niya, or 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ito yung, kukonektahan mo ito ng tie wire, ito. Kaya there are 36 ties isang footing. So, there are 30 footings given. 30 daw yung footings na ganun yung dimension. So, 36 times 30 is equal to 1,080 ties. So, after that, since ang gagamitin ulit natin is 30 centimeters. So, ngayon, ulit ko, depende sa inyo yung haba ng tie wire na gagamitin. As long as is from the range of 25 centimeters to 40 centimeters. So, after that, makuha na natin. 0.3 meters times 1,080 is equal to 324 meters long of tie wire. So, after natin makuha yung ilang metro ng tie wire yung kukunin natin, ngayon hanapin natin kung ilang kilo yung tie wire na bibili natin. Kasi ang benta ng tie wire is per kilo. So sabi nga natin, in 1 kilogram of tie wire is equal to 53 meters. So, in every 53 meters, 53 meters per kilogram. So, ganun pa rin yan. Ibaliktad lang natin. So, 324 divided by 53 meters is equal to 6.1 kilograms of number 16 GIY. So, yan. Yan yung sagot natin. So, proceed na tayo sa post and column reinforcement. So, the reinforcement of post and column to be considered in this study are A, the main or vertical reinforcement, B, the lateral ties, or C, spiral ties for circular. So, tinatawag nating pagdating sa column, ito na lang. Ang tinatawag tayong lateral ties. Tapos, yung main or vertical reinforcement natin. Tapos, pag rectangular or square, tinatawag nating lateral ties. Pag circular yung column natin, tinatawag nating spiral ties. So, proceed na tayo sa application. So, the quantity and length of the main reinforcement is determined by direct counting method, giving special attention to the additional length for lap joints of end splices. So, na rin ng ating splices. So, allowance for bending or hook, additional length for beam depth and floor thickness if the height is indicating the plan is from floor to ceiling, distance from floor to footing slab, provisions for splices and succeeding floors. So, proceed na tayo sa isang typical na plano kung cross-section ng column from column to floor slab ang tawag natin pag yan, floor slab sa beam, tapos reinforcement floor line, finish as first floor, floor slab to sa second floor. So, illustration 3-7. So, from the following figure, list down the main reinforcement from the footing. Ito means that from the footing tayo, from the footing, top of the footing, from the foundation lang pala, hindi top yan. So, from the footing to the second floor using 20 mm, there are 10 columns in the plan. So, ang gagamitin na natin main reinforcement para sa vertical sa column natin is 20 mm. So, ito yung cross section ng column natin. Kadalasan, cross-section yung makikita natin sa mga plano. So, ito, kita nyo naman, there are 8 daw. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 na 20 mm diameter main bars. So, complete na natin. So, first is determine the total length of the main steel bar reinforcement sa main steel bar reinforcement. So, first is bend. Yung tinatawag nating bend ng natin. So, ito. Saan galing yung point 2? Ito. Ito yung bend natin. Point 2. After that, length from the footing to the ground floor. Length from the footing to the ground floor. Ito yan. Length of the footing to the ground floor. Ito. So, 1.2. Yan. After that, height from the ground floor line papuntang bottom of the beam. Ito yun. So, height from the ground floor line, ito, papuntang bottom of the beam. Bottom, kasi ito lang yung sa baba ng beam. So, 3.5. Yan yun. So, nakuha na natin yan. Yan na natin. Tapos, since hanggang second floor yung column, ito, hanapin natin yung depth of the beam. So, depth of the beam, ito, nakalagay naman dito na depth of the beam is 0.5 meters. So, depth of the beam from the bottom of the beam hanggang sa top of the beam. So, plus natin yan. Tapos, plus thickness of the slab. So, nakalagay dito, 0.15 concrete slab. 0.15 meters yan. So, plus natin ulit yan. Tapos, pagkatapos, meron tayong dowel for second floor. So, ito yung tinatawag natin abang sa taas. Yan. Ito yung dowel natin. Ito yung abang yung pang sa taas natin. Pang space natin sa taas. So, 0.4 meters. Yan. So, ang total length of the reinforcement is, plus na natin, 0.2, 1.2, 3.5, 0.5, 0.15, 0.4 is 5.95 meters. Tapos, since pipili lang tayo sa commercial na available na 6, 9, 10.5, so on so forth. So, select natin ng 6 meters. Since ang pag sinilect ng 6 meters, 0.01, 0.05 lang yung kakat natin. So, after that, ba't natin pinili yung 6 meters? Kasi nga, ito yung pinaka malapit na available sa market natin. Kasi 5.95 meters, lang naman yung 0.05 meters para sa 6 meters, diba? So, after that, we multiply the number of bars in one post by 10. So, balikan nga ulit natin yung cross-section. So, ilan nga yung bars dito? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, there are 8 bars in one column. So, 8 main bars times 10 is 80 pieces. Yan. So, may 80 pieces tayo ng 20 mm by 6 meters long steel bars. So, yan yung kailangan nating steel bars from dun sa problem natin. Kasi 10 posts yun. So, 10 poste yung meron tayo sa plano based sa given natin. So, ito yung kailangan natin. Remember, ito pa lang yung number of steel bars from the first floor. For the first floor. So, kung ang plano nyo is 2-story, so, madadagdagan pa to. Madadagdagan pa ito kung 2-story yung problem natin. So, kung dagdag nyo lang yung height ng sa second floor, dagdag nyo mga splice stops, yung mga hooks, kukuha nyo na yung total na number ng steel bars. So, tapos na tayo sa columns, punta naman tayo sa beams and girders. So, direct counting is so far is the best method in determining the number of main reinforcement of beam and girder. The length, however, is determined by the physical condition of the structures in relation with their support. So, first is verify the plan. If the span or distance of the column where the beam is resting indicates the following conditions. Ngayon, it is center to center of the column, outer to center, outer to outer side of the column, and inside to inside span. So, yan yung mga condition natin. Kung center to center ba, outer to center, or outer to outer side, and inside to inside span. For example, ito, column 1, tapos column 2. So, ang sukat niyan, kung ang sukat sa plano is from center to center, ito yon. Pag sinatawag naman na outer to center, ito yon. Pag sinabi naman natin outer to outer side, ito yon. Pag sinabi naman natin inside to inside span, ito yan. So, center to center, center ng column to column, tapos outer ng isang column, punta sa center, or vice versa, dito ako dito, paras lang yon. Tapos, outer to outer, yan. Tapos, inside to inside span. Yan yung mga kadalasan na dapat yung i-verify sa plano kung paano yung paggamit nila sa distance. Second is verify the splicing position of the reinforcement if it is adjusted to the commercial length of steel bars. Take note that the lesser the splice, the lesser is the cost. So, syempre, kung mas maikli yung splice nyo, mas maikli, mas less yung cost. Syempre, mas mahal yung bakal, mas mahaba. So, tingnan natin dito. So, in number 3, identify the bars with hook and bend for adjustment of their order length. So, dito, ito yung tinutukoy ko center to center, yun. Center to outer side, yan. Inside to inside, ito yon. So, outer to outer side. So, ganito yung ano natin yan. Kung paano yung inside to inside, outer to outer, yan. Yan yung kadalasang ginagamit. Pero yung kadalasan na ginagamit natin is center to center. Pag ako center to center yung gamit ko. So, kumpit na. So, proceed na tayo. So, lateral ties. Tied column has reinforcement consisting of vertical bars, held in position by lateral reinforcement, lateral ties. Ito yan. Para mas natin, visualize natin. Ito. So, kung meron tayong 4 main bars, ito yung lateral ties natin. Yan yung nag-hold sa bars natin para hindi gumalaw. Yan. Ito yung tinatawag nating lateral ties. Lateral ties. Yan. Ito. So, the ACI code or the American Concrete Institute code provides that all non-pre-stressed bars for tied column shall be enclosed by lateral ties of at least number 3 in size for longitudinal bars, number 10 or smaller, and at least number 4 in size for number 11 to 18 unbundled longitudinal bars. So, the code provision simply means that if the main longitudinal reinforcement of the tied column is number 10 or smaller size, lower than 30 mm. So, mas maliit daw sa 30 mm yung diameter. The lateral ties should not be lesser than number 3 or 10 mm diameter. So, pag ang main bar mo is lesser than 30 mm, ang lateral ties na gagamitin mo is smaller than or equal sa 10 mm. So, or equal sa 10 mm. So, Pero naman pag ang main reinforcement mo is number 11 or number 18, which is 35 mm and 66 mm respectively, unbundled bars ito, the lateral ties should not be less than number 4 or 12 mm diameter. So, yan yung condition natin. So, the code further provides that the lateral ties spacing shall not exceed the following. So, first condition ay 16 times the longitudinal bar diameter. So, ibig sabihin lang ito yung main bars natin. So, 16 times the diameter of the main bar. So, isa lang times yun. Isa lang to main bar. Diameter ng diameter ng main bar natin. So, condition 2 naman is 48 times the diameter ng tie bar natin. Yeah. Tapos, ng condition 3 is the least dimension of the column. So, least dimension of the column, kung ang column natin is 200 by 250, so least dimension is 200. So, less than, naman is 200 mm. So, ganun. So, proceed na tayo sa example. So, illustration 3-8, determine the spacing distance of the lateral ties for a tied column as shown in the following figure. So, ito yung figure natin. So, 30 centimeters. So, square to. So, 30 rin to. Yeah. So, ang main bar natin is 20 mm. Ang lateral ties daw natin na ginagamit is 10 mm diameter. So, yeah. So, determine the spacing distance. So, simple lang. First is itatry natin yung 16 times the main times the diameter of the main bar. So, main bars natin is 20. Katulad na sabi ko kanina, 16 times 20 mm is equal to 320 mm. So, hindi natin masasabi na yan agad yung gagamitin natin kasi may dalawa pa tayong itatry. So, pangalawang itatry natin is yung 48 times the lateral tie bar diameter. So, ang lateral ties natin na diameter is 10. So, 48 times 10 is equal to 480 mm. So, or equal to 48 centimeters. So, ang last, which is the dimension column is least dimension ng 30 by 30 centimeter. So, 30 centimeter. So, ang gagamitin natin sa tatlo ay yung pinaka-maliit. So, ang pinaka-maliit ay ang 30 centimeters. Yeah. So, the lowest value is 30, therefore, add up 30 centimeters as the spacing lateral ties. So, ganun lang yung natin sa lateral ties natin sa spacing. So, ito yung natin, number and diameter of steel bars. Kung tinawag nating bar number 2, ito ay 6 mm. For example, ano yung bar number 10? Ano yan? 31 mm. Pag bar 5, yan ay 16 mm. Pag bar 11 is 35 mm. So, yan yung natin. For example, dito, bar number 11 is 35. Bar number 18, ito, bar number 18. So, bar number 18, 60, right dito. So, 66 lang ito. Slight lang naman yan. So, yan yung natin. Pandi tayo malito. So, proceed naman tayo sa next problem. So, illustration 3-9. A building has 26 square columns, 7 meters high, with cross-sectional dimension of 0.5 by 0.5 meters, with 8 pieces, 20 mm main reinforcement. Find the lateral ties required using 10 mm and the corresponding tie wire. So, Hanapin daw natin yung lateral ties required using 10 mm and the corresponding tie wire. So, first is, determine natin yung spacing ng lateral ties natin. So, first condition is 16 times the main diameter, main bar diameter. So, 20. 20 yung gamitin kasi ito yung given sa problem. So, 20. 16 times 20 is 320 mm. So, yung pangalawa naman is 48 times the diameter of the lateral tie used. So, 48 times 10, 480 mm. So, next is find the least dimension of the column. So, it is 50 by 50 centimeters. So, 50 centimeters. Ulit, pipiliin mo yung pinakamaliit na value sa tatlo. So, ang pinakamaliit na value sa tatlo is 32 centimeters. So, 32 centimeters yung spacing ng bars natin. Ng lateral ties natin. And then, ang gagawin natin is determine the number of lateral ties in one column. So, after nga natin mahanap yung spacing ng lateral ties, so natin gagawin is to determine the number of lateral ties in one column. Ngayon, ito, spacing is equal to 7 meters and yung height ng isang column natin divided by 0.32. Ngayon, what is spacing? What is spacing yung nakalagay dito sa atin? So, spacing ito kasi, ito yan o. Ito yung tinutukoy na spacing. So, yung spacing na between lateral ties. So, ito, between ito, isang space. Between ito, isang space. Between ito, isang space. Between ito, isang space. So on so forth. So, yun yung hinahanap. Ito yung natin spacing dito sa pag-compute na to. So, 7 meters divided by 0.32 meters is equal to 21.87. Say 22 spaces to between lateral ties. So, take note that this 22 is the spacing distance between lateral ties. So, ito yung spacing distance. Ito yan. Between lateral ties. So, ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, so forth, hanggang umabot ang 22. Yung 22 spacing distance, hindi pa yon yung number of lateral ties. Spacing 22 is not the number of lateral ties. Spacing lang siya. Spacing distance pa lang. So, what we are after is the number of ties in one column height. So, paano natin hahanapin yon? So, add 1 to get the number of lateral ties. So, for example, ito. Ba't tayo mag-add ng 1? For example, ito. Ayan. Ito. For example, ito. Bilangin natin yung spacing distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, there are 9 spacing distance. So, but mag-add tayo ng 1. So, since it is 9, by direct counting lang to ha. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, 10. So, there are 10 lateral ties. Ngayon, pag masyadong madami na yung lateral ties natin at hindi natin siya mabilang by direct counting, ang gagawin lang natin, magkuplas lang tayo ng 1 sa spacing distance. So, yun yung point ko doon na gusto kong iyan sa inyo. Na ito yung nako-compute natin pag ginamit natin yung spacing ng lateral ties. So, hindi yun yung number ng lateral ties, hindi spacing distance ng lateral ties. So, inulit ko, pag meron kong ganito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yan yung spacing distance. Kung plus 1 ka sa spacing distance, pag nag-plus 1 ka sa spacing distance, yun yung number of lateral ties. So, proof 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yan yung proof ko bakit nag-plus 1 tayo para makuha yung lateral ties natin. So, the number of lateral ties is 22 plus 1, 23 pieces. So, 23 pieces of lateral ties sa isang column. How about naman pag 26 yung columns na given natin? So, 23 times 26 is 598 ties. So, yan yung number ng ties natin sa 26 columns natin. So, next is we determine the length of one lateral tie. By inspection, the tie is 180 centimeters or 1.8 meters by inspection. Yan. By inspection, di ba 50 centimeters to. So, kung ito ay 42, siyempre, 42 rin to. 42, 42, 42. So, 42 times 4. Ilan yun? 148. So, 148 plus yung hook natin tsaka bend pa natin. So, nakuha natin is 168. So, in-adjust lang natin into 180 centimeters. Kasi nga, ito. Yan. So, may tinatawag pa tayong hook dito at dito. So, in-adjust lang natin ng dito. Yan. May hook pa tayo dyan or dito. Hindi lang pinakita yung sa ano natin. So, meron tayong 12 centimeters. So, nasa ano yun? Nasa 6 dito. Tapos, 6 rin dito. Kaya, ang ano natin is may naging 180 centimeters or 1.8 meters long na lateral tie. So, imagine 1.8 meters long lateral tie. Parang singtaas na ng 5'11" na tao. So, kasi yung dimension ng ano natin is 50 centimeters. Kaya medyo malaki yung, medyo mahaba yung lateral ties natin. So, after that, so we compute for how many 1.8 meters could be derived from a commercial length of steel bars ranging from 6, 7.5, and 9 meters long. So, we try by division. So, try natin ang 6 meters. So, 6 divided by 1.8 is 3.33. Then, 7.5 divided by 1.8 is 4.16. Then, 9 divided by 1.8 is 5. So, from the above results, select 5 for having the exact value, which means 5 pieces could be derived from a 9 meters long steel bar. So, ba't natin consider yung 5? Kasi nga, as long as mas malapit siya sa whole value, mas makakatipid tayo sa bakal. Kasi ang ano natin is makatipid talaga tayo sa mga materyales na bibilhin natin. Kaya pag nag-compute ng guesstimate tayo, yung pinaka-mura yung ano. For example, ito, may 0.33. So, ano ang 0.33 ng 6 meters? So, yung 0.33 ng 6 meters, hindi na natin magagamit yun. So, ano na yun? Spares na yun. Hindi na natin maano yan. Sobra na yun. Parang hindi na natin magagamit para sa lateral ties na iba. Kaya sayang rin kung gagamit lang tayo ng 6 meters. Kung 7.5 meters naman, medyo mas maliit nga lang, pero may ano pa rin. Mayroon pa rin tayong sobra. Kaya hindi pa rin siya. So, mag-try tayo ng 9. So, lumabas 5 pieces yung makukuha natin na 1.8 meters. So, 9 meters yung bibilhin natin. So, after that, we divide the total number of ties to get the number of steel bars. So, 598. Saan nanggaling na ulit yung 598? Nanggaling yan dito. So, number of pieces of lateral ties times the number of columns na 26. So there are 598 ties in 26 columns. So 598 ties divided by 5 is equal to 1019.6. Say 120 pieces of 10 mm diameter bar by 9 meters long. Yan yung so yan. 120 pieces of 10 mm diameter bar by 9 meters long steel bars. So, comment dito. Step 7 is very important. Ayan, ito yung step 7 natin. Ito. It's very important because without these trial divisions, cutting could be done on a 6 meters or 7.5 steel bars, making so many extra cuts to be classified later as surplus or junk. So, sabi ko nga, ito yung mga sobra natin, hindi naman natin magagamit kung hindi tayo mag-trial division. In cases where results or the trial divisions does not give an exact quotient, it becomes the estimator's choice to decide which length to use that will not produce excessive waste. For example, lumabas dito ay 3.23 nga, 4.16 dito. Tapos dito, for example, lumabas din lang natin na 4.5. So, since walang whole number sa tatlo, ang pipiliin natin ay yung pinaka less yung waste na magagastos, na mawawala. So, ano ang 0.33 ng 6 meters? Is 2 meters, halos 2 meters. Pag 0.16 naman ng 7.5 meters is 1.2. Pag 0.5 naman ng 9 meters, it is 4.5 meters. So, mas ang pipiliin na lang sa tatlo, yung less yung waste na natin. So, ang natin, pipiliin natin is 4.16. Ito, for example natin na walang whole number. So, kung saan yung less yung waste, yung pipiliin natin. Yan yung comment sa number 2. So, in this example, we have learned how to program the buying and cutting of steel bars for lateral ties to minimizing if not totally avoiding unwanted cuts. So, if we avoided nga na unwanted cuts kasi yung number, pero pagdating nga sa kung hindi whole number, we minimize lang tayo. So, nakuha na nga natin yung sa lateral ties, kung ilang metrong bakal yung gagamitin natin. Ngayon, isolve naman natin yung tie wire, yung pang-connect na natin. So, first is find the number of main reinforcement in one column multiplied by the number of intersections with the lateral ties. So, meron tayong 8 bars kasi yung sabi sa problem ito. There are 8 pieces of 20 mm main bars. So, 8 pieces yung natin. So, times the number of lateral ties. Yan. Number of lateral ties natin is 23 based sa na-solve natin kanina. So, there are 184 intersection per column. So, 8 bars. Paano natin? So, ito na yung natin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So, ito yan. Intersection 1, intersection 2, intersection 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Hanggang umabot siya ng 184. Kaya, yan yung natin. 184. So, ito, magkakonekta ka dito, magkakonekta dito, 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 dito. So, yan yung 184 intersections natin per column. So, sa isang column lang yan. So, one column only yan. So, ito times natin sa 26 kasi yan yung 26 columns yung natin sa given. So, 184 times 26 is equal to 4,784 ties. So, meron tayong 4,704 ties for 26 column. Then, kung pagkatapos nga niyan, so kung paano natin ginawa yung sa footing, diba? Sa footing kanina, yung intersection, yan, times natin kung anong gagamitin natin, length of tying wire. So, dito, ang gamitin natin length of tying wire is 40 centimeters long. Inulit ko, nasa sa inyo yan kung anong gagamitin yung length ng tying wire as long as it is ranging from 25 to 40 centimeters. So, 0.4 meters times 4,784 is equal to 1,914 meters of GI wire. So, kukuhaan natin yung kung ilang metrong GI wire yung kukuhaan natin. Ilang kilograms naman yung bibilhin natin. So, sabi nga kanina, there is 53 meters. In every 53 meters, it is 1 kilogram. So, or 1 kilogram of GI wire is equal to 53 meters in length. So, divide lang natin yung length nito. So, 1,914 divided by 53 is equal to 36.1, say 37 kilograms of number 16 GI wire. So, nakuha na nga natin dito. So, proceed tayo sa isang example ulit. From the following figure, find the number of 10 mm lateral ties if there are 30 columns at 8 meters high, including the tie wire in kilograms. So, yung parang kanina rin. Kaso, ito, hindi given sa words, pero given sa figure. Yan. So, tingnan muna natin yung Tingnan muna natin. So, there are 8 main bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. May 8 main bars tayo. So, ang ginamit na lateral ties is anong ginamit? 10 base dito. 10. Yeah, tapos 40 by 40 centimeters. So, first nga, ang gagawin natin, hanapin muna natin yung number, the spacing of the lateral ties. Main bar is 20, so 320, 320. Tapos 10. As least dimension is 40 centimeters. So, pipiliin lang natin sa tatlo, yung pinakamaliit nga, 32 centimeters. So, step 3, determine the number of lateral ties in one column. Unang yung spacing ng ties natin, yung space between lateral ties. So, 8 meters divided by 0.32. 8 meters yung height. So, 25 pieces plus 1 para makuha natin yung number of lateral ties. So, 26 pieces. So, nakuha na natin yung number of pieces of number of lateral ties. Balik tayo ulit doon sa figure to. Analyze nyo na yung column natin is may inner, ito yon, inner ties and outer ties. So, double ties yung column natin. May outer, tsaka may inner ties. So, hanapin muna natin yung total lateral ties. So, for inner ties, there are 26 times 30. Saan ang galing yung 30? Ang 30 ay ang number of columns. So, 780. So, outer ties, same rin, 780. So, by inspection of the length of the lateral ties, by inspection. So, tingnan muna natin dito. Tingnan natin yung lateral ties. So, by inspection nga, makikita natin yung inner tie. So, ito. yung length niya is 100 centimeters. Ito, dito. So, pwede nyo naman to kasi ang spacing and in concrete cover pag sa column is 40 mm in all sides. So, kung 40 mm to, so this is 80. So, this is 320. Ito. So, kung 320 ito ay 16. Tapos ito rin ay 16. So, kung 16, Pythagorean theorem, ito ay, sabihin lang natin, square root of 16 squared plus 16 squared is, sabihin natin, 22.62 times 4 is equal to 90.5. So, plus 12 centimeters for the hook. 12 centimeters for the hook. So, 100.5. So, sinabi na lang na 100 centimeters para dito. So, para naman sa outer tie, ito, 320 lang times 4, kasi nga 4 sides. So, 1.28. So, plus 12, yan ay magiging 140 or 1.4 centimeters. Yan yung pag-aaral natin. So, since alam na natin yung length ng inner tie tsaka ng outer tie, punta naman tayo doon sa kung ano gagawin nating steel bar. So, try muna natin yung 1 meter. So, 6 simula tayo parati sa 6. So, 6 divided by 1. So, 6 pieces. So, ito na agad yung gagamitin natin para sa 1 meter. So, how about naman sa 1.4? 6 divided by 1.4 is 4.28. 7.5 divided by 1.4, 5.35. 9 meters divided by 1.4, 6.42. So, since ang ano na natin, so, pipili lang tayo sa tatlo kung saan dito ang least yung waist. So, ilan ang 20.28 ng 6 meters? 1.68. How about 0.35 ng 7.5 meters? 2.6. So, pipiliin natin is yung 6 meters. Kasi walang whole number, piliin natin yung minimize natin yung waist dito. So, 6 meters yung gagamitin natin. So, nakuha na natin. So, ano yung, hanap natin yung kung ilang pieces para sa lateral ties. Ilang pieces ng 6 meters, 10 mm by 6 meters na lateral ties. So, 780. Saan ang galing yung 780? Ito po yun. Number of ties, lateral ties. So, 780 divided by 6 meters is equal to 130 pieces para sa inner ties. So, para naman sa outer ties, it is 780 divided by 4.28. Pero, i-disregard natin ang 0.28. So, ang sagot natin is 195 pieces of 6 yung sa 6 pieces. Ito yung 6 dito, ito yan 6 pieces, ito yan. Hindi yan. So, itong 4.28, ito yan. Yan. So, yun na nga. Since yung inner tie natin is 10 mm by 6 meters, at ito rin ay 10 mm by 6 meters, i-combine lang natin. Pero in an instance na, for example, yung outer tie natin is, nasolve natin is 9 meters, hindi natin i-combine yung dalawa. Kasi magkaibang length yan, magkaibang value, magkaibang price yan silang dalawa. So, ihiwalay natin yan. Pero, this time, since parehas na 6 meters yung length ng 10 mm na nga ito, so i-combine lang natin. So, combine natin yung 130 plus 195. So, there are 325 pieces of 10 mm by 6 meters steel bar. So proceed naman tayo sa tie wire. Siyempre, tapos na tayo sa lateral ties, punta naman tayo sa tying wire natin. So, first is find the number of intersections. Paano ulit yun? 8 pieces yung ano natin. Number of the main bars times 26. 26 is the number of lateral ties. 30 is the number of columns. Ulit, may inner at outer. Pero tingnan natin yung figure. So, ito, isa dito. Siyempre ito, pwede mo na itong i-combine yung pag-tie nila. So, ito combined rin. Ito, combined rin. Ito, combined rin. Ito, combined rin. Yeah. So, 8 pa rin. Kahit double ties. So, number of ties natin is 8 by 26 by 30 columns. So, total is 6,240 ties. So, gamitin natin dito is 0.4 meter long tying wire. So, 0.4 times 6,240 meters is 2,496 meters. So, divided by 53. Alam na natin kung saan galing ang 53 para maging kilogram. So, 47 kilograms of tying wire. Number 16. So, meron tayong table 3-8 dito. Table 3-8 was prepared to simplify further the estimate of column lateral ties and stirrups for beam and girder. The entry simply means that such length of steel bars is not recommended for economical reasons. Ito, pag may X dito, hindi recommended. The table will guide the estimator in selecting reinforcing bars whose commercial length, when divided by the length of each lateral ties or stirrups, will minimize extra cut of unwanted length. To use the table, consider the following example. So, para daw magamit natin yung table, sunod natin itong mga example. So, a building has a 20 columns with cross-sectional dimensions of 30.3, 40.4 meters, each with a clear height of 7 meters. Find the number of 10 mm steel bars lateral ties using table 3-8. So, yan na. So, una, by inspection, there are two types of lateral ties. Ulit, katulad lang yung isang example. So, there are inner, tsaka outer ties. So, by inspection, makikita natin na ang total length ng outer tie is 125 centimeters. So, ulit ko lang, this is 0.30, so 40, so 220. 40 naman dito. Ito ay 320. So, 320 times 2 plus 220 times 2 plus 120. So, meron tayong approximately 125 centimeters na length with hook na for outer ties. So, para naman sa inner ties, ito lang, natin, by inspection, meron tayong 80 centimeters. So, first is, then we find the total length of the 20 columns. So 7 meters times 20 columns is 140 meters. Then, we refer to table 3-8. Under spacing of lateral ties at 30 centimeters. There are 3.4 pieces per meter height. Ano pala, ba't hindi pala natin sinunod yung yung spacing? Kasi nga, meron ng spacing dito. Yan, given na siya. So, kung isusolve man natin, ito pa rin yung masasolve natin. So, punta tayo sa lateral ties na 30. Yan. Ito. So, the number of lateral ties per meter height is 3.4. So, pag ang lateral ties daw ang spacing daw natin is 30 centimeters, ang number of lateral ties per meter is 3.43. Yan, based sa table. So, dito. So, 140 meters times 3.48 at 3.43 is 480 pieces of outer ties. Since plus lang naman yung inner tsaka outer, ito rin. Yeah. So, there are 480 pieces of outer and inner ties. So, then refer again on table 3-8. Under the length of ties along 125 centimeters and so, dun nga, base nga tayo ulit pagdating sa length ng ties, di ba? Ito ay for 125, which is the outer tie. So 125 centimeters, tingnan ulit natin. So 125, ito yan. Yan. So ang available lang is ang 5 meters. Ito, ang 6 ay not advisable. 7.5 is 6. So, not advisable rin ang 9 tsaka ang 12. So, ano lang tayo is ang 4 at tsaka 6. So, pipili tayo sa dalawa. So, 5 for 4 and 7.5 for 6. So, ito nga yan. So, if 6 cuts is chosen, so 480 divided by 6 is meron tayong 80 pieces of 10 mm by 7.5 steel bars. So, yan yung para sa 125 centimeters. How about naman para sa 80 centimeters natin na inner ties? So, ito yan. Inner ties. So, tingnan ulit natin yung table. So, 80. So, ang natin is 5 meters. Meron. Wala not advisable ang 6 tsaka ang 7.5. So, meron tayo sa 11 para sa 9 and 12 para sa 15. So, 6, 11, 15. So, ang natin, if 11 is chosen, divide 480 divided by 11. So, 480 divided by 11 is 43.6. Say, 44 pieces of 10 mm by 9 mm, 9 meters. So, in total, meron tayong 80 pieces for 10 mm by 7.5 steel bars and 44 pieces for 10 mm by 9 meters steel bars. So, yan. Tulad nga sabi ko kanina, hindi nyo sila pwede combine kasi magkaiba yung length nila. So, after that, we will find the tying wire. So, meron tayong 480 lateral ties times the 8 main reinforcement. So, tingin ko, naalala ko nyo na rin naman to. 480 na lateral ties times 8 na reinforcement is equal to 3,840 ties. So, after that, 40 centimeters ulit yung gagamitin natin. Yan. So, 3,840 times 0.4 is 1,536 meters. So, after that, we convert the meters into kilograms. So, 1,536 meters divided by 53. So, 28.9. Say, 29 kilograms. So, yan yung para sa tying wire natin. So, next naman nating is for stirrups for beams and girders. So, mayroon tayong problem exercise dito. Yeah, so, zoom in ko lang para makita nyo. Yeah. Yan yung natin. So, 0.9, 0.6, tingin ko, kita nyo naman kung ilan lang lateral ties. Bilang naman yan, kita naman yan. So, 10 mm, 10 na daw, 10, 25 mm main reinforcement. So, lateral ties. So, if it is lesser than 30 nga, ilan nga yung lateral ties na gagamitin natin? Anong diameter? So, yun yan. So, ito ay April. Kasunod dito, kadugtong to ng isang sa discussion number 2. So, April, basta yung sa dati, April 8. So, April 8 rin to. April 8. So, sa mga hindi nanonood ng video, hindi yung makikita to. So, April 8 ito. So, dalawang problem na yon. So, yan yung natin. So, next discussion natin is stirrups for beams and girders.